Hey guys, welcome back. And my name's Robert Timmons, and I just want to get right down to it. How fear is killing your growth, and we all will have some level of fear in some areas of our lives, different than everybody because we are unique within our own ways. We're unique in so many ways, actually. But fear really, we don't know where that fear is within someone. But when you look in yourself, sometimes you'll get up to a point and you'll go, "Whoa, I'm feeling something here," and it's definitely not good. But fear, people take as it's a bad thing. Fear is not a bad thing. Fear is actually kind of like a part of our system that tells us that there's a challenge here, there's growth here. And most people, when they feel that, they step backwards. They don't move forward, and they don't take that chance to, take that advantage of growing past their box. Is I guess a relatable way of saying it. But I worked with a lady, and man, I tell you, when I would speak to her and find out what was going on in her life, and she wanted to lose weight and she wanted to move forward in things, but I believe at the time, at the beginning, I don't think she believed that there was this major block that would really release her further in life. So at the time she would work out in isolated areas. She didn't want anybody around. And the reason I'm telling you this is because she could be listening too. It's such an powerful transformation that she took, and I really want to share that part because, going from working out, wanting to do this, and she was hitting a plateau when she came to me, and she really wanted to work down. And a lot of her thoughts were, food and exercise. I need to eat better and exercise better. I need to eat better and exercise better. But when we really looked at it and we went further into what was going on in her life, we figured there was a lot of walls up. The fear of being seen working out, the fear of being exposed to the public because she would close her drapes on her windows. She really, literally went into her room and boxed herself up. And I'm sure there's a lot of you that can relate to that because there's times that we want to do things, but we don't want to be around anybody. We don't want anybody talking about us or looking at us because we've already made that challenge to move forward and to step to that point of, in this case, working out. Like I'm taking that advantage and I'm pushing myself to get this job done. And what we worked on a few things to really work on her mindset. Because as I said yesterday in the episode, mindset is like 80% of the action that you need to take. And then 20% is really implementing it and moving forward and creating, a path and a journey outside these walls. And fear, when you take it in a sense that it disables you, you have so many, you block off so much growth, right? You stop yourself from moving forward and growing. And I really love speaking about this lady because she's done so much. And me being her coach, every time she came back, she knew that she had to do something to bring to the table that changed. And I tell you, every time we work on stuff, we see where she's at, how she's doing, and we start thinking about, okay, what are you doing differently this week, and what are you still kind of struggling with? And I would give her tasks that would step herself out of her box. But I would say take a little bit of time, grow a little bit here and grow a little bit there. Get used to it, feel it, kind of understand, write down your thoughts, write down, your actions, how you felt. Did you sweat? Did you get nervous? Really understand what's going on in your body when you're doing those tasks that you literally have fear doing. And within like sometimes within hours, as she got better at it, she would instantly go out and do it. She would instantly go out and make things happen, and really, like, she'd be like so stoked. She would be messaging me saying, "Listen, look what I just did. I did this, I did that," and then as she developed and built, it was incredible to listen to her journey, because we would do phone call coaching, and I would just listen to her journey, and from the beginning of being isolated, not even wanting her husband to see her, she moved from there, and she went to just exercising on the her stairs outside of her house, and people saw her, and that was a huge thing to her. She did not want anybody to see, so she recognized what was her feelings, her heart thumping, the actions, the sweating, but she did it. And that was the overall amazing thing. Even though she still recognizes that, that fear and that anxiety that's come upon her, she still did it, and it's incredible. And then how she went from, that to start running around her neighborhood, start running, around a whole bunch of different areas. All of a sudden, she became part of her gym class at school, and she was adding exercising into her world, but it didn't just stop there. She started to step up that she's never done in her life, and started to really, gain confidence in just saying no to things, and saying, setting, like, she was a teacher, so she was setting up things for her class and stuff that she would normally not be allowed to put things in, and she had already put things in and stated things up, and that she was going to take all her breaks and all this. Like, she really started to build her confidence, and her whole world changed. Her entire world changed. It became exciting to her, and all the time she wanted to keep moving and changing and doing something different, and she kept adding things. And her next challenge was, of course, people around her going, "Whoa, you are changing too fast, you need to slow down." And people started to trying to push her back, trying to say, "Hey, wait a second, you're that nail sticking out of the wood there that's higher than everybody else. We need to hammer you back down a little bit. You're going too fast for us." And that's when it becomes another challenge. So here we went from fear, releasing, breaking walls, going forward, and then all of a sudden, the public and friends and family are starting to say, whoa, slow down, slow down. And that becomes more of a challenge there. But, it's a healthy challenge, though. But you definitely got to stay focused. And as long as you got your eye on the ball, none of these things matter anymore. And she's already built her confidence up by, telling her workplace that this is what she's going to do. Things are changing this year. And I was so impressed to watch and be a part of that journey, that I really needed to share that with you, because when I talk about fear, I can talk about fear within, my stories, but when I talk about fear on someone else and how they moved forward and how I actually was a part of that journey, it just really, really sits deeply into my heart that, that we all have that opportunity to not only break our own fears, but help others break their fears. And I hope you grab that, that idea and story, because, we're really here to bring, provide a service to others, and really take people, if it has to be by their hand, or, by a few words, by building their confidence, by just listening to them and understanding where their world is at and how you can help them move forward. It's got to be the most rewarding thing you could ever do in your life. So I tell you, think about, how fear is killing the growth of someone or fear is killing the growth of you, and what you can do and how you can start, I would say my tips are, recognize it first off. If you don't recognize it, in some manner, maybe ask someone, do you see anything that you feel that I stop myself from doing, but I definitely want to be there? You may be procrastinating about it, and that's something you maybe want to start tackling. And figure those out, understand them, push yourself on a daily basis to do something towards that direction. Grab a journal, start writing down ideas of, your how you felt. What action did you take? How you felt? No, did you sweat? Did you, shake? Did you feel anxiety? Was your heart beating fast? And then what happened after? Did you feel good? Did you feel crappy? Did anybody say anything that may have hurt you? These are great things because when you're able to step yourself out of your body, for an example, you really are starting to analyze the situation where you're at, and you're taking yourself away from that emotional knot that is holding you there, and you're actually taking control of it by stepping outside and really looking at the situation in a way that someone would be looking at someone else's thing. So you're looking at yourself, stepping outside, looking at yourself and saying, okay, these are things that are happening to me. I recognize them. I understand that they're going to happen until I get better at it. So the more you constantly keep putting, these little actions every day, pretty soon you will either, push through that and fulfill it, or you'll get better and closer at it. It's definitely a mind game. Fear is really there to trigger the challenge ahead of you because it's unknown, but when you walk towards that, you're definitely going to be able to, make it through it. And you're gonna succeed in that fear that's been holding you back. And like this lady I just spoke about, how her life went from this isolation, this fearful of people watching, and this uncomfortableness, and she pushed it to the point that she blossomed. She blossomed more than she ever thought would happen, and that is truly exciting. And I know you guys can do that. I know you can do this with your life or someone else's life. It's we all have those little bits that we need to adjust and change consistently. And how exciting is that to be able to blossom within your own world, create a whole, like, as soon as you break a wall down, it's opening up an entirely new canvas that you can paint a brand new area of your life. And that is all worth the effort. All right, guys. Great talking to you, and we'll talk to you shortly. Cheers.